Hey everybody, this is Bart, and I just wanted to share with you some simple seated yoga. So starting with our crisscross applesauce position, applesauce, not sauce, I'm going to fluff my pillows, and I'm going to find my true tailbones. Then I'm going to wiggle it out a little bit. I'm going to get comfortable sitting up tall in my spine. Now this is a working position, meaning that it's not easy. You have to do a little bit of work. You got to sit up tall. You got to practice lengthening your spine. Now we start in the crisscross applesauce position because it's the one almost everybody can do. Not everybody can do half lotus, other half lotus, or even full lotus. I don't even want to try full lotus at the moment. I am not flexible. I've lost my flexibility just a little bit in this quarantine time, just because I've been more choosy with what I'm actually practicing. All right, now that we're sitting comfortably, let's take a moment to roll our shoulders back. Let's focus on bringing our shoulder blades back and down. And let's just take a second to breathe. Start by breathing any way you can. And then after a few breaths, start to bring your breath in through the nose. If and when you're able, breathing back out through the nose. Relaxing the teeth and jaw so that we're not clenching. But if it's most comfortable to breathe in through the nose, because it's allergy season, if we can do that at all, and breathe out the mouth, that's good too. All right, so let's start with just some simple modified folds. I'm going to inhale my arms up, and I'm going to exhale, stretch my arms out and to the right. Now, as you can tell, I haven't lost all my flexibility. I'm still pretty flexible. You might not be quite over there. You might be working kind of, as you breathe, slower and slower into it. I want to keep both sits bones down, but I'm relaxing the head and neck, and I'm attempting to drop my elbows. Now when I'm stretching for myself, I'll stay here at least 10 breaths. When you're stretching for yourself, take your time. It's not a mandate. 5 to 8 breaths is good, but you got nowhere to be, so take your time. Stretch each side. We'll walk ourselves over to the middle. So now we're in modified double pigeon. I might be up here. I might not have made it very far. So I'm working down into a fold. And then again, I'm dropping the elbows. I'm keeping my ears up above my biceps. I'm relaxing the head and neck. And I'm gonna wiggle it out one more time. I'm gonna come back to my breathing. Breathing in through the nose if able. Breathing back out through the nose. Take another couple deep breaths here, reaching forward. And I'm going to walk my hands over to the right. Still keeping both sits bones down. Dropping the weight of my chest towards this right thigh. So as I reach across, I'm stretching my underarm, I'm stretching my lat muscles, a little bit of my obliques, definitely some of the rotator cuff. Don't lose your breath. back through center. We're gonna work some seated windmills. We're gonna first take it around, then we'll bring it back and around. So I'm becoming the windmill, moving my spine like I'm swinging a whip. Not always the best visual, but you get the point. Working back the other direction. All right. I'm going to work on interlacing my fingers behind the back of the hips. I might start by just shaking hands. Just shaking hands with one, turning right. So right now I'm shaking hands left to right. And I can shake hands right to left. If this is what I have to do, if I'm not even there yet, I'd say hold each side 5 breaths. If I can interlace the fingers in chest expansion, well then I'm gonna rock side to side about 5 times each direction. I'm gonna start just swinging like a pendulum, and then I'm gonna move more like an infinity loop. So this is chest, shoulders, definitely some rotator cuff. Oh, I forgot to mention, if you were having difficulty and you got yourself a block, well, you can work this posture so much easier at the block. You see, it just helps you bridge that gap. All right. Now I'm going to work a version of staff pose where my hands come down behind my hips and my fingers face forward towards the front edge of the mat. So I'm lifting my chest up, pushing up. I guess this is also reminiscent of reverse tabletop. I can come back just a hair if I want to, if I need to. Keep breathing. All right. Looking back forward, reach up. I'm going to drop the right hand right. Stretch the left arm over. Now I'm encumbered a bit by my entertainment center. This right hand could keep reaching so long as both sits bones were down. Now I'm going to work to my elbow because I got a little bit of extra flexibility still in this tank. I'm not out of gas just yet. Hanging on. Reaching overhead. Keep breathing. Slowly coming back through center, working over to the other side, stretching up and overhead. I just love this stretch. And when you're not standing, it's so much easier. You should learn to love it too. You might start right here, and that might be okay. And then eventually you'll be able to reach length out of the fingertips. Let's take one more breath. Working back through center. All right. Give yourself a little hug. Shake it out. Sitting back on our mat. We'll shake out our legs. Shake out our body. We'll extend the heels. This is the perfect place for a block. Working into seated forward fold. I'm going to inhale, reach up. I'm going to exhale, stretch forward. And I can use my friend the block. Again, I'm trying to keep my ears up above my biceps. I don't want to let my neck slump down. So I work into my fold. I have the option of bending my knees a little bit, maybe reaching under my calves, and then dropping the weight of my calves onto my forearms. It'll allow you to keep a nice bend. And then I'm going to work down into it. Coming back to my breath in through the nose. Out from the mouth or nose. Slowly working ourselves up. Let's roll like a ball. A couple times. Stretching out right leg. Pulling that left foot in. Getting ready for modified hurdler or single-legged forward fold. This time, I'm gonna work side to side. So I'm gonna reach my right arm out, stretch my left arm out, and again I'm extending that heel. I'm gonna inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, take right hand to right foot. Now, you've seen this before, so if I want to, I can relax my arm down behind my back. I can support the side of my head like the thinker. I could practice getting this hand around towards the thigh. It's not always there every day. Some days it is. I'm going to be the thinker. I'm settling down. My body is opening. So I'm dropping my shoulder down straight towards my thigh, so my chest is open. I'm going to take a few more breaths. Now I'm going to loosen up a bit. I'm going to drop down a little bit more. Still breathing. Slowly working back up. And then I'm going to drop my right knee towards the floor. Turn and take a softly twisted bow. So we would call that a counter stretch. And it's a stretch that I've kind of made up. One day, I just instinctively moved there and it felt good. I was never instructed to have that as a counter stretch. It just made sense to my body. All right, working that other side. Stretching that left arm forward, right arm up. And again, we've been here before, so we can relax that arm down behind the back. Oh, I forgot to mention, I can take my peace fingers to my big toe. And as you can tell, I'm dropping my spine down. So much like triangle pose, reverse warrior, side angle, I can look up. I can look straight down. Again, I could be the thinker. Position that just feels natural, feels good. It's a little kickstand for your head or headstand. Keep breathing. to loosen up into it. Slowly exit. Now I'm going to drop my left knee towards the floor. I'm going to take a softly twisted bow. I'm going to offer up one more seated stretch. And I'm going to have you rest in fetal pose. So working butterfly. I've got my block. Starting by sitting up tall. I'm going to drop the chin, reach out and forward. Inhale. Exhale. And just like in our other folds, I'm relaxing the back of the neck. I can use the block to incrementally get looser, still keeping both sits bones down. Keep breathing. All right. Good work, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. I plan on making several more. Now it's time for fetal pose. So this one's on your own. Roll over to your favorite side. Curl up into a neat little fetal position. And when you're done, pat yourself on the back. Good job, self. Positive self-talk, positive self-reinforcement. You need it. Something you have to do for yourself. All right. Well, until next time, take care of yourself.